Welcome back everybody to the DCP channel. I am DCP. Back here with another tutorial video on the Elgato Streamdeck. I'm going to show you today how to set yours up, get some basic quick action setup, and how I use mine. So this is going to be a part one of I think 3-part series going over different aspects of the Stream Deck and how you can use it. So today we're going to go over 3 different folders, and I'll show you what I mean in a second. But we're going to go over the Stream Deck folder, the System folder, and the OBS Studio folder. Sure, a lot of you live stream that are watching this that have a Stream Deck, but it is used for much more than just streaming. So in the Stream Deck folder, which we're going to go over first, there's how to create a folder, how to use switch profiles, how to do a multi-action or a multi-action switch, how to change the brightness, and how to put your Stream Deck into sleep mode. In System, we're going to go over how to open a website, how to use a hotkey or a hotkey switch, how to open a program, add some text to something, or change your media. In OBS Studio, I'm going to show you how to switch scenes, add some mixer audio buttons. You can record, stream, and change your source. So we're going to start here in Stream Deck. So I have a folder set up for each one of these, showcasing what's inside of said folder. So we're going to start here with the Stream Deck folder on the right hand side. Don't mind all this other stuff. We have the Stream Deck folder. I'm going to open this up on my Stream Deck. I just hit the button, and these are all the things inside the Stream Deck folder. First one is how to create a folder. So if I click and drag this over, it's going to create a folder. Once you open that folder, you can click and drag anything into that folder so you can have unlimited screens. Now it gives you a back button top left so that you can get out of that folder and go back to where you were. Here is switching a profile. So these are your profiles up here. If you go to this cogwheel in the corner, it's going to pull up your profiles. I have a few set up already. This is the one we're working on. So I basically hit this little plus button, creates a new profile. You can right click and rename it. So here's the one that I have all the folders on. You can set these up to open when there's a program open. So I have an Illustrator one so that if I'm on Illustrator, it automatically opens up that set of keys. Same with OBS Studio, DaVinci Resolve. This is my default profile, which I'll show you real quick. This is where I keep everything. It's like a desktop. I can get to every single profile that I need to, every single button that I need to from here. So this is my desktop. So top left, I have all my Illustrator keys. Now, just to go over this switch profile, I have all of these set up as different profiles. So this is my Adobe Illustrator profile. If I want to get back to my home desktop, what I did is a switch profile. So I added a switch profile to every one of my profiles so that I can get back to that desktop profile. So if I just hit this button, I'm back home. Okay, second, I have my OBS Studio. And again, here's that home button in the bottom right. Here is my DaVinci Resolve. I did add a home button, but it's not in the right spot. Down here, I have some things we'll go over. This is the profile switch I added to go back to the one that I just created. So now we're back here. We can go into Stream Deck again. Now, if you need to delete one of these, you can right click and delete. Multi-actions are pretty in-depth. If you create a multi-action, what that means is you can do multiple things in a row. There will be a slight delay between each one, but you can do multiple actions in a row. If I want to make it get brighter, I can add a brightness. So you add the brightness of the keys, so it'll get brighter. And then I want to add another one to say that it'll get darker. Another one to go brighter, then another one to go darker again. Now what I want it to do after it does that, I want it to go to sleep, and then you can set up preferences for that. But if I hit this button, it basically changes the brightness of the keys themselves. Can't see this on the program, but it changes the brightness of the keys themselves very slightly up and down, and then it goes to my sleeping screen, which I have set up. That's a little crazy of an example, but I also wanted to highlight the brightness of the keys. On my home screen here, inside of Twitch, these are multi-action switches. I have it set to change my scene first and then mute my mic. So that's basically when I need to take a break. It's going to switch my scene to the be right back scene. It's going to mute my mic. That way I don't have anything to worry about. I can just walk away. Now on the other half of that switch, so that was the on that we just talked about. This is the off. I'm going to switch back to the scene that I want and unmute my mic. So we have that as a switch, and then I have that set up for each scene that I have. And then these are my scenes right here. Now, that's a multi-action and a multi-action switch. The brightness, like I said, you can just pull in a brightness. It gives you all these options. So you can make it brighter, you can make it darker. You can set up a timer. However many seconds you want this timer to go off, it can play a sound. It's a pretty cool little feature. So this is something I can set up for my stream, for my starting soon screen. I can press this little timer so that they don't see the timer, but I see the timer. I see the timer, a little timer on my StreamDeck. I know 5 minutes has gone by or however long. And then finally we have sleep button. So basically if I hit this button, it turns my StreamDeck off. You don't see any keys. You can set it up to have a wallpaper there, which I do, but basically to my offline screen for my stream. So that's the StreamDeck and the basic buttons inside that. Next, we're going to go over system. Inside system, pretty basic. Right here, you can open a website. So you title of the website, give it the link, and basically if I hit that button right now, it opens up Google. Next one, hotkey and hotkey switch. So hotkey is basically anything that you can set to one button. So for Illustrator, I use hotkeys on my Illustrator profile all day. Instead of Control plus Z, all you gotta do is hit one button. Instead of Control Alt whatever, you just gotta hit one button. So it's a very powerful little button there. So for example, you title it and then click on it and it'll say observing keystrokes. You hit the key and it automatically does that. Now, if you want to set up a hotkey switch, it's the same thing as a multi-action switch basically. You set the first hotkey, okay, escape, and then I want it to hit spacebar. So when you hit it once, it's gonna hit the escape key, and then you hit it again, it's gonna hit the space key. Next we have open. So you can open a program here, name the program, and then you find the program. Next we have a text. So if you do a lot of emails, this is a very cool tool for emailing. So you can have a whole profile set up just for responses and emails. So if you say sincerely DCP in every single email, instead of, you can set that up, I'm sure, in your email program, but instead of, having to type that out every time, all I gotta do is hit this little key and it'll type this into where I'm selected at. Finally, we have multimedia switches. So this allows you to control your music, control your whatever you're playing, your videos and stuff like that. I have this set up on my desktop right here. So I have a skip forward, play pause, and then a previous track. I also have mute set up here. So you can also set it to mute your mic. So if I'm on my home screen and I'm talking to somebody, I just hit this button and it mutes my mic. But those are the basics from system. Finally, we're gonna go over OBS Studio. First off, we have scene switch. So if you're familiar with OBS Studio, you have different scenes. With DCP Live, these are all scene switches. So I titled it. The collection is basically the group of scenes that you want, and then what scene that you want it to switch to. So I have all my scenes here that I can switch to manually. And then these are all multi-action switches, which we went over. So basically for these, like we went over before, I have it set to change my scene and then mute my mic. And then I can go back to what I was at. So it'll unmute my mic and change the scene back. And I will give you an example of this real quick. All right, starting soon screen right here. Over to the live gaming scene. Back over to my full screen cam. Into my intermission scene. Back to my tablet and to the ending screen. Now we're at our be right back scene. So when I'm in this scene, my mic is muted, as I said earlier. Intermission. And finally ending. Right, a few more things to go over here in the OBS Studio folder. We have mixer audio. So when you pull a mixer audio in here, have basically the option to mute anything that you would like source-wise. So you put in your title, you have your collection, which is a collection of scenes that you would like, and then it brings up all of your sources that you have. So if I want to mute my mic, I click on my mic. If I want to mute my follow alert, I can click on that. So that's a pretty cool feature. You can also record and stream in OBS with one button. So you would just basically have it. This is a switch for starting to record and starting to stream. And each one is the same. You just give it a title and hit that button, start recording or start streaming, again to stop. And the last thing here is the source in OBS Studio. And the source is pretty cool because it allows you to take certain elements of what you're doing and either shut them off or turn them on. So this is also basically a switch. So if I want my camera to show up, I can set this up, my collection, scenes that I want. I can go to my scene that I want, and then I take that source inside of whatever scene. So if I go to the starting soon screen, and then I want my group, which is my camera, I can just hit a button and it'll get rid of the camera on screen. That's pretty cool. So if you want to sneeze without people seeing you, you can hit that button, take your camera away. You can mute your mic, sneeze, nobody knows the difference. I hope everybody got something out of this. This is part 1. We're going to be going over some other different kinds of folders in the future here in different parts of this series. So I hope everybody got something out of this and maybe learned something new. Try to utilize your StreamDeck if you have one as much as possible. I have a 32 key, but if you have a 6 or a 12 key, really want to use folders to your advantage, use profiles to your advantage, and overall just make as many screens as you can to allow yourself access to everything. Like I said, I have my desktop here, and this is where I can get to anything I've created on StreamDeck. I can get to from here. Thank you for stopping by, everybody. I appreciate your time. Hope you got something out of this. If you'd like to subscribe, please do down below. Hit that notification bell for future video uploads. If you'd like to leave a like, please do. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment in the comment section down below. Once again, I am DCP. I hope you have a wonderful day. Design your future, create your goals, produce the best you. I'll talk to you in the next one. DCP, out.